This conference will now be recorded.
As you can see, we are utilizing virtual simulation to augment their experiences in the classroom. So these avatars follow the students in health assessment, they follow them in fundamentals of nursing, they reappear again in medical surgical nursing, in maternal child nursing, in psychiatric nursing, and in leadership. And it would appear that at first glance that the experience does not feel real, but as the students become immersed in this, it is so intense that the hours of contact with this equals, for every hour they are doing this, it counts as 2 hours of clinical time. And New York State Education endorses this and has permitted us to move ahead with this. So as we open for the fall, we'll use a combination of this and then bring them into the laboratories and then bring them into the clinical settings to give them 3 different types of experiences. What happens in clinicals oftentimes is the students don't have the opportunity to have all the experiences that they would like. It is unlikely that every student will be able to see a patient deliver a child. It will be unlikely for every student to experience a rapid response. And so what we try to do is utilize the simulation as a way to create those experiences that they may not have the ability to encounter. I'd like to introduce you to our faculty that will be joining us in the fall. We are seeking a diverse faculty because our student population is diverse. In the upper left-hand corner is Dr. Akpamashine. Dr. Akpamashine likes to be called Dr. O. She is a nurse midwife, and she is very experienced in advanced health assessment and fundamentals and maternal child and leadership. She's got quite a bit of extensive research in her area of specialization, and we are very pleased that she will be joining Manhattanville College in the fall. At the bottom is Dr. Deborah Geiger. Dr. Deborah Geiger is a somatic practitioner. Her area of specialization is in somatic trauma therapy. She is an individual who has done quite a bit of work in the field of mental health. She is also a provider of care and does see patients. She is also a clinical nurse specialist in adult psychiatric nursing. She's very well credentialed in her field and notable. In the upper right-hand corner is Dr. Christopher Hanley. He has a doctorate in pharmacology, and we need this because when we add the advanced degrees, he teaches the nursing students in advanced pharmacology, prescriptive pharmacology. He also teaches advanced pathophysiology. In undergraduate, he teaches pathopharm. He has taught advanced pharmacology in several areas: psychiatric pharmacology, advanced, family nurse practitioner, adult geriatric, sports pharmacology, and geriatric pharmacology. So he may look young, but he's very experienced. He also has several certifications, and he is in great demand. And as you can see in the health professions, it is not just restricted to females anymore. We have more than a handful of male students who are entering into the profession. So it's nice to have a diverse body. So what's in our future? We have a very bright future. The nursing division continues to be developed. As I mentioned, we're waiting for the family nurse practitioner to be approved by New York State. Once that's approved, we can enroll them in the master course. All our master core courses are online. These will be working adults. We also developed the nurse executive online. We expect that to go to New York State Ed. We've also developed the Masters of Science Psychiatric Nurse Practitioner. We expect that to go to the New York Education Department. We are in development of the Adult Geriatric Nurse Practitioner. The Health Sciences is also under development. Master in Science, a Bachelor's of Science and a Master's of Science in Health Science, a Master's of Science in Athletic Trainer, and a Master's of Science in Public Health. In addition to all this, we are looking at adding certificates. We are going to really need our School of Arts and Sciences to help us with this. We would like to add a certificate in medical Spanish, medical French, and medical Chinese, allowing health providers to come and take those certificates because we have the expertise here at Manhattanville. Does anybody have any questions?
I just wanted to say how I'm very impressed I am, how much you've accomplished. And do you think that the pandemic has really impacted on you?
The only area that we see that we've had some hiccups in is the clinical face-to-face in the facilities. But we've been able to, we were fortunate enough because our students entered in fundamentals. And in fundamentals, they learn a lot more about skills. And so what we're doing is we're actually working with them. All students receive a backpack. In the backpack are all the supplies that they can use to practice: sterile technique, wound care, trach care. The one in particular before students can go to clinical that we will have to sign off on is vital signs. So what our plan is, it's in the fall to move towards a high flex blended model and bring them in so that we can sign them off on vital signs and other types of skills, and then send them to clinical and then augment it again with the VSIMs. That's really all, because many of our students have already expressed to us that they very much like to be advised through the computer or through their phone. So what they do is they click on a link, and that link brings up Megan, who I introduced to you. And Megan can do all the advisement through the computer or through their phone at any time. So it saves a lot of our students who are commuting time to get to campus, where they can spend the other time reading and studying. All our faculty do office hours through the computer. In addition to face-to-face, we teach online. 30% of the major portion is already online. So the students feel very comfortable with it. The traditional students might have a little bit more difficulty with that, because what they want is the freshman and student experience on campus. The second degree students want to get in and get out, because many of them are already working in other jobs. most of the jobs are in healthcare that they're working in.
Great. Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I have a question about module. I'm sorry, someone else. I'll mute.
I can't hear you.
Started talking. Who's talking?
I can't hear you.
I was going to ask about the module on the Wolters Kluwer thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems like it is a major new development from Wolters Kluwer, and I wondered how expensive that is. And is it to the college, individual students, or what?
All students that are going to complete their nursing major, when they sign up for health assessment and fundamentals, they pay a lab fee, they pay an exam fee. We use for our exams a system called ExamSoft. It also has facial recognition, so we know who's taking the exam, and it's not wireless dependent. Students cannot go outside the browser once they go into their exam. We scramble the exam test questions, and we provide the exams one at a time, and it's timed. So what we did was we used their lab fees to purchase their uniforms, their stethoscopes, their backpack supplies, these vSIMs, and so it's, hello? I can't hear you.
Deborah, I think that was just some feedback.
Oh, okay. The vSIMs have been around for
This is June. Can I
Yes.
ask a question?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go right ahead, June.
Dr. Simons, I was just curious. I'm very impressed with what you presented, and I'm just curious, you know, when I went to Manhattanville was 50 years ago, which is a long time, and I'm really impressed with what you're showing us, what the school has to offer. I was just wondering about, like, hospitals in the area. Are you affiliated with, there's so many hospitals in the New York area?
Yes, we have over 22 executed contracts already, and we have 7 in the pipeline that are just waiting for signatures. So we're affiliated with all the major hospitals in the area, and skilled nursing facilities, as well as outpatient clinics. So part of getting an approved application is you have to show and prove that you have affiliations for students to go to.
Awesome.
Yeah. One thing in particular that we did is when we designed the program, we went out and visited the facilities. We didn't want to just design a program. So we asked them what they were looking for and what they wanted. And many of the facilities helped to participate in the program design. All our students will be micro-credentialed upon graduation. They will have become certified in end-of-life care. They will learn about palliative care, which is lacking in our society. They will be eligible, if they choose to, sit for a certification as a holistic nurse. So they're going to come out with bells and whistles. And one of the reasons why we could do that is because we're attached to a liberal arts partner school. We see the School of Arts and Science as our partner in this. And so as we are lifting this up, the Division of Natural Sciences has a cadaver table. So all computerized. They can do, students can dissect patients in 4D. So then the social sciences came alongside of us and developed several courses. Our math division redesigned a math course specifically for healthcare providers because there's many errors in medications. So it incorporates all that. We've had our first year experience course redeveloped, Atlas redeveloped. Our School of Arts and Science at Manhattanville, we consider it our partner school. We don't really consider ourselves entirely separate from them. And I think that's what makes everything flow.
Any of the undergraduates at the Liberal Arts College at Manhattanville, do any of them get to take some of the nursing courses if they just want to explore the options?
We're in the process of developing courses that are what we call cross-discipline. So they will have opportunities to explore. Our students in the nursing and the health science program will be in classrooms mixed with other students in other majors. We believe that we must cross over the disciplines. The problem in healthcare is communication. And we're not just talking about communications between nurses and physicians. They have to know how to communicate in business. They need to know how to communicate with social work. So they have to mix in with the majors. That was a prerequisite. When I came to Manhattanville, I said to Michael, are we going to truly be able to develop something that crosses through the majors? Because if we're not together in this, I said we should forget about it. See, the scaffold to any of these programs, and a scaffold is your foundation, is the liberal arts. Any program that comes out in undergraduate has to have 60 liberal arts and science credits. That's half the major. It's half of it. So there's a lot of talent at Manhattanville. And I think what's been kind of fun for everybody, once they adjusted to, we have a healthcare establishment, is, wait a minute here. They emailed me back, besides seeing bodies in beds as they were walking by, and we opened up the window so they can see that. They said, wait a minute here, we have to have a stake in this. And I said, you bet you do. I said, because whatever walks through this door after graduation is our product. It's not my product, it's our product. You have half of the burden on you to look at what you're going to be teaching these future nurses. So what we have is what's called an interprofessional advisory internal committee. And the division chairs, they sit on it. And we have no, this isn't a time for pride. This is a time for everybody, all hands on deck. So they're all looking at the global, their global courses. Language department is looking at what they can do to assist our students. You know, the nurses have to ask questions like this. Open your mouth. I'm here to take care of you. You know, these are health professional language skills that they need if they don't. But what
I have another question.
So
this is June again.
Culture of language. Yes. Mm-hmm.
June, go ahead.
Hello, this is Pam Kerr.
I was just wondering, are the students allowed to have, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, this is June. My question is, are the students allowed to have multiple majors? Can they have a major in nursing as well as, you know, another discipline?
That's very tricky in nursing. We have accreditors.
Did you hear my question?
Yes. Can students double major? That's very tricky to double major. Maybe they can take the majority of their general ed courses in a focused area, but the intensity of study of nursing would make that very, very difficult for the student to become successful. Students have to complete clinical hours. They have to complete laboratory hours. They have to complete classroom hours. There's just sometimes not enough time in the day. Plus, we have our accreditors that are separate from Middle States that want them to graduate within a period of time. And they look at our graduation rates as part of our assessment of our program. Can they get through this within 4 to 5 years? So that it's tricky to do a double major.
Hi, this is Marion. I have a question. Are there programs or how do you equip students to deal with to have the resilience to persist and be successful in nursing, given that sometimes there's going to be situations like the one we're going through today where the demands can be extraordinary? Or you talked about palliative care, that can also be extremely draining. For a nurse. So is that part of their training as well as the skills,
Yes.
medical skill stuff?
Yes, we call it intrusive remediation and intensive remediation, and we don't just do it from a book standpoint. We do it from the standpoint of how will our nurses be able to take care of themselves in order to take care of others. So we do benchmark our students to determine how they're doing with each course, and then we provide them the resources to help them move forward. So we have a lot of student success initiatives. In addition to that, their first course in the nursing major involves self-care. So we teach them how to do the deep breathing, how to do the meditation, how to presence themselves, especially after very stressful events. So it's all a part and threaded within the entire program because, and I'll give you an example. I had a student, I don't know if anybody heard about the woman that was attacked by the chimpanzee in Connecticut. Well, when that patient arrived to Stanford Hospital, one of my former students said to me, well, you didn't prepare me for what I was about to see, but you prepared me for how to handle my response. So we do have huddles, we do have lounge areas, we do have safe spaces, we do offer the modalities to our students to help them. And I think that's what's going to make Manhattanville nurses very successful and want to stay at the bedside, because you do burn out very quickly.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mary Jo Gillen again. I just wanted to say that I think you're doing an astounding job of setting up this program, and it sounds like it's going to be really successful. And I really want to stress how much the humanistic side, how much the liberal arts side of the education is important. I'm a physician. I do teach medical students, and what I have found is that you have to have the humanity, the philosophy, the caring, and you have to have that as a base. And you can learn all the other skills on top of that, but you have to have the deep faith and deep humanity to deal with patients and to deal with them in a empathetic manner. And I think it's so important that you're doing this from the liberal arts point of view. Thank you.
Thank you, because that's what builds empathy, and it builds critical thinking. And these students come in from the worldview that's very myopic, and now they're going to be having to deal with the larger population. So what the liberal arts does is it opens up their lenses. So we can't build anything until those lenses start to widen. And so when we hold our global conference, you'll see professors that are teaching in the global division coming in to speak to them. One thing I did mention to the professors were in the arts and science, oftentimes the nursing students will run back to them, tattling. You know what I mean? I said, don't buy their stories altogether. It's about building the relationships with the students. I don't want them to fear me. I want to know what they're feeling. I don't want to be a figure that's so high up there that they never get to me. So we have what's called the Dean's Lounge, and they take advantage of the Dean's Lounge. They really do. It's just about them being a human being. Human beings taking care of human beings. One thing in particular I just worked on today was I developed a course in racial and ethnic disparities in healthcare. That's an area of interest. So we opened it up to nurses having an elective. So every nurse gets to choose an elective and widen their area of interest. So I spoke to Dr. Hackley, who is a family nurse practitioner, and I said to him, I want you to integrate this now into the family nurse practitioner program, because obviously you see what's happening in real life. But I can't do that without first showing it to the faculty that teach in the social sciences, because I want them to look at that and say to me, am I approaching this from a myopic standpoint? You get very myopic. So having that interprofessional advisory committee is really building our relationships with one another, and they're advising us what they know. So it's sharing. We have to share. So after the initial shock of us, they realized, oh, wow, we have a very large role here to play, and so we better get busy. And so I love the new biology course. I love the new chemistry course. Chemistry can teach you a lot about nutrition too. So why should I teach them these things when the chemist knows this information? Medical botany. Why should only the School of Arts and Science students be able to take that course? I would love to put medical botany. In fact, my pharmacist can't wait to meet. Already, the National Institute of Health grants are being initiated by Dr. Christopher Pappas in natural science and virologist, coordinated with Dr. Orhan Hackley, family nurse practitioner. They were
Deborah, I lost your sound. Deborah, do you want to turn the video off and see if we can get your sound? Because I think you froze. Apologies for this, everyone.
The program is going extremely well.
That's good to hear. But sometimes the internet does freeze up on us.
It does. It always.
Right.
At every meeting.
It's too bad that that we're going into this
I
weekend would have
think-
been our weekend. I was
I
just
think she
thinking of
got
that.
dropped.
Or maybe she left and is trying to re-enter.
Yeah, I think she left and she's trying to come back in.
Right. But we would have had a tour of the nursing facility, which is on the ground floor of Founders. And it's just absolutely amazing what they've
Right.
done. They have all,
Because it said on my screen that she left.
you know, set up as hospital rooms with these mannequins that can be kind of programmed to exhibit certain symptoms. And they have control rooms where they can be monitoring and playing out scenarios. So hopefully next year we'll all have a chance to see it live in person.
Deborah, can you unmute? I think she froze again.
Right.
I'm very impressed with her presentation.
Isn't she
Yes.
incredible?
Yes.
Polly?
Are back good.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Polly, this is June. Can you see the red heart in my window?
Yes.
Yes.
Does anybody have any further questions? I want to ask you to please stay in touch with me. I'll need your help too.
Yes.
Nobody can do this by themselves. Nobody.
I'd like to know where we can get some additional information or public presentations or anything along those lines, references to what you're doing.
I know, Polly, we have quite a bit of material that we can distribute to our alumni. Yeah. And it's ever changing because as we add programs, the brochures, you know, but we do have a bucket brochure and we do have some one-sheeters that talk about each of the individual programs.
That'd be great. Also,
Okay.
you know, list of courses and stuff like that. I'd be really interested in seeing those.
Oh, that's on our website.
Oh, the list
So,
of courses.
Yes, if you go to our website, I was told it was going to be completed, the construction this week, but you can click right onto the curriculum plan and it comes right up and you'll see what students do, what students are taking.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, we made that all public. We
Great.
felt that was important.
I have a question. How are you advertising this program?
We're doing it through a digital campaign and through a drip campaign. The digital campaign we
This
use.
is June again. I'd like to.
Go ahead.
June, can you just wait a second? She was answering another question.
We do it through a digital campaign. We use social media.
I just.
We use a digital media source. We use Sparks. We use other types of nurse.org to get the word out.
Good. Excellent.
June, did you have a question?
I just wanted to say I'm very impressed to see that we have a geriatric component in the program that was shown on one of the slides, because I think the population, people like us, you know, is growing very fast, and it's really a dire need for that type of care. I'm in the process of reading this book, which talks about, you know, it's a New York Times bestseller. Atul Gawande being.
I don't know if there was a question. June, did you have a question in that? Because your microphone stopped towards the end.
Well, it's not really a question, it's just an acknowledgement that I saw that there's a geriatric component in the program. So I'm
Okay,
very.
great, thank you. Any other questions for Dr. Simmons?
How do you think that we would be able to help you in the future as alumni?
I think your help will come from your fields of expertise and what you see in your field. Like Dr. Gillen, you mentioned to us, there has to be a humanity component. I think reaching out to us and having more meetings like this where we can get honest feedback from you is going to be very important. Also to share with others what it is that we're doing and how we're doing it and how we approach it, which is unique to Manhattanville. I think elevate the liberal arts. They're getting a bad, you know, rap. The truth of the matter is you cannot produce. The majority of people are getting hired with liberal arts degrees. That's what the truth is. That's the truth. And with a nursing degree being half liberal arts, I think getting that out needs to be very important. Critical, absolutely critical, because we're becoming so focused on quick things happening quick. It doesn't happen like that. So,
Great. Thank you.
Any way you can think of supporting us, physically, emotionally, financially, anyway. We received our first endowment from the 49ers. We received a $50,000 endowment, and that's going to benefit some students that really need that. So we're forever grateful for that.
Great. Well, thank you very much. I'm very excited
Thank you.
about the program.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And let's do this again, please. Maybe, you know, just as every quarter, you know, 4 times a year. Let's keep talking, okay?
Love to.
I'd love that.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. And thanks everybody for joining us.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks, Polly.
Doing this. Thank you.
Thanks, Polly.
Thank you, Paul.
Sure. And if you guys want to hang out for a little bit, I can keep this open if you want. I need to check my email, but you're welcome to stay if you'd like.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Polly.
Good. Good.
Good to see everybody.
Yes, it is. Marion, how are we going on the letter? How's the letter going?
So good question. So for other classmates who haven't, for other classmates, we're preparing a letter that will go out to our class from President Geisler and from me as the chair of the reunion committee to talk about a new opportunity that the college has for giving. It's called the Promise Fund. And the idea is that it will enable us to gain some additional support for students going into the fall and future years as well, but recognizing the challenges that a lot of our students have. The trustees have established a matching fund for this Promise Fund. So we're working on a letter that will go out early next week. So I've received your comments, Mickey and Alice, and I think Ann Levis also, and Lisa. So I've, Sarah Kelly is working on a final go round on those, and then I'll get it tonight, and then I'll send it out tomorrow morning and to us, to the committee. Michael Geisler is going on vacation next week, so we want to make sure he has a chance to look at the letter before he goes on vacation. So that's the idea. So so hopefully when, and the idea will be, the letter explains that we want to have a class gift, and everyone has the option of giving to the class gift, but the Promise Fund is kind of a new way to provide aid to students right now. And so you can give to the Promise Fund, or you can split your gift if you also want to give to a class gift. And we are looking at a variety of options for a class gift. It could be to the School of Nursing, or we could do something for digital support, or, you know, there's scholarships. There's lots of different things, and we're going to research different options. So that's still out there. But this gives us a chance to take advantage of the fact that our reunion is delayed. So we can make a gift now and maybe make a gift later to the class gift. So
Right.
that's.
And Marion,
Yes.
Marion, you and I talked about this is Alice, emphasizing
Right.
maybe a multi-year gift. You know, if you could say, well, I'm going to pledge $2,500. I'll give $1,000 this year and $500 for the next 3 years. Then the college knows that they can count on that, and it can be considered part of the gift, right?
Yes. So the thing is, for the letter is not a lot of room to put in a lot of details about that. I think we could have another letter which is more about all the options for giving generally.
Yeah.
So, but yes, that's definitely an option, and people can spread a gift over several years and have that, you know, match better with their plans and how they see their situation. So the college is and the college can work with people individually, you know, on plans and options and things like that.
Yeah, great.
So, let's see. So Pat, are you unmuted? Are you trying to say something?
You have to unmute, Patricia.
Tricia, I think you're still muted.
Yeah.
You're still muted.
Hang on, let me see if I can unmute her.
Hit the microphone on your screen, Pat.
Hold on, let's see if Polly can unmute you.
It's not letting me unmute her for some reason.
Can
Patricia?
you see your microphone symbol, Patricia? You see your microphone symbol at the bottom of your screen? If you scroll, it'll be visible.
Patricia, if you either move a mouse or move your cursor, there should be something that comes up at the bottom that says mic. Can you click on that? Ugh, she's not hearing us.
How about this? If you're able, do you have Polly's email address? You could send your question to Polly.
Or use the chat.
Oh, chat, yes. Can you do chat?
There's a chat feature on the upper right.
Right, look at the top. Let's see, where's my chat?
It's a thing that looks like a thought bubble.
Yeah, like a little bubble at the top of the page. You could click on that and send us a message. Does anyone else have questions or thoughts while trying to do that? Be able to get that. Here we go. Is there a chat there? Yes.
Oh, that's me.
Hold on. Okay.
Marion. I'm telling her she could put it here so she could see the little red thing.
Polly, do we have a
Right,
first,
right.
do we have a first class yet?
We have a
Or the
what?
School of Nursing.
You have an incoming class for the nursing school?
Yes, the second degree class started like last week. So there are 11 students that are doing, they already have a bachelor's degree, so they're doing another bachelor's degree in nursing.
Right,
So-
and then the fall class, so the summer class, this first class was always planned to be small because we weren't sure we could get started. The New York State approval came a little bit late, things like that. So it was always intended this would be a very small starter class. The one for the fall, I think was talking about having 77 kind of interested applications at this point or something. That's the kind of level of class that would be great to have. So it'll be more robust class. So I can now see
Did you
Pat's
say-
question on the gift. Yes, can our class gift have a social justice component? So yeah, we're right in the middle of, the committee has started thinking about a variety of ideas. So we can certainly add that to the list of ideas and maybe reach out and talk with you and other classmates about what that might mean. Because that can be a really broad, a broad term. So why don't we add that to the list of things we're talking about and have, figure out a way to have a conversation, maybe even a Zoom call with classmates and talk about options for the class gift and talk about suggestions.
Good idea.
So I mean, Manhattanville continues its tradition of social service and things like that, and the students are very active in volunteer work and in outreach to the community and things like that. So that is, the school's gone through lots of changes, the world's gone through lots of changes, but that is still very much a value and still very important to the campus community. So actually, maybe we would have even a Zoom call to talk about what's going on campus in that area and just kind of let us have a chance to get up to date, on that. So, okay, thanks for the suggestion. I'll look at that. Yeah, we can have a Zoom or go to cocktail party. Okay, that's good. I like that idea. That might make the ideas on the gift go really, really flow. Yes.
My
We can do
my friend just had her reunion. As of us, she's not having her 50th, but they had 75 people come for a cocktail party for her school.
Wow. So did they actually bring drinks to the PC? Is that how?
Well, everybody had their own drink with them.
Right.
Is it a virtual or a live?
It was virtual. It was virtual because everybody's all over the country and nobody's flying, and so we did it as a virtual. Yeah, that's something we could do too.
Right. Well, let's look at that. So I think we agreed on the reunion committee to have a meeting, I think the afternoon of the 25th, Thursday afternoon. So why don't we talk about these ideas about having a meeting to talk about the class gift.
Good.
So I think that could be good. Invite everyone to it. That could be a fun social thing as well as a good discussion.
Yes,
on that. So
sounds good.
good. Thanks for the suggestion. Great. Okay.
Okay,
All right. Technology is cool when it works.
Exactly.
thank you very much,
It is
Polly.
cool.
Sure.
Good. Thanks.
Have a
Great.
good night,
to see
everybody.
everyone. Okay. Good night.
It was Polly?
Yeah?
You recorded this, right?
Yes. But I thought I started it a little bit earlier than I did. So I think we have about, 3/4 of it. So
That's
yes.
okay. Well, that's okay. You can always put an intro to it. I think
Okay.
really